Hello and welcome to Tom's Toolbox. I'm your host, Tom Clark, and today we're going to be talking about marathon Juggernaut motors with bearing current protection and how these motors make a big difference to both commercial and residential applications. Now, as you may know, all bearings are subject to wear and damage. However, in a three-phase motor, the bearings are one of the most vulnerable parts and are typically overlooked when used with variable frequency drives, or what we like to call VFDs. Now, when operated by a VFD, the power to a motor is a series of positive and negative pulses instead of a smooth sine wave. These pulses to the motor can cause damage to the motor bearings. The cost to repair bearings or replace the motor can quickly degrade any energy savings yielded by the variable frequency drive. Now, what makes these motors so unique is that they're engineered with BCP, or bearing current protection, and that helps reduce premature motor failure, something no commercial establishment or end user wants. With marathon motors bearing current protection, the chance of premature motor failure is reduced. Now let's talk about how Marathon's condenser fan motor with BCP makes a difference by taking a look at the features. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to put on some PPE, and you should do the same for whatever the job calls for. Make sure you're safe. Now, the patented voltage change device, or VCD, this is what we're talking about right here, the VCD. It allows you to easily adjust the voltage of the motor. Now, this motor features an enclosed shaft end bracket with a vented frame. Now, after wiring and installation is complete, the conduit box must be replaced with the seal installed correctly to avoid moisture from entering the motor through the enclosed shaft end bracket. The motor also has an automatic reset thermal protector to prevent it from overheating. Now, once the motor cools, the protector automatically restores power. Moving on, we find an external shaft Slinger. That's this guy right here. This helps prevent water from entering the motor in shaft-up installations. The motor is rated for continuous duty. Its air-over design requires it to be mounted within the airflow of the fan for proper cooling. Now, while typical motors are only rated for 40 to 60 degrees Celsius ambient temperatures, the Marathon Juggernaut motor is rated for 70 degrees Celsius ambient, which allows it to safely operate in hot environments. Now, these four locating screws right here, they're spaced 90 degrees apart to help mount the round frame version of the motor using a mounting bracket. And now we come to the motor's really unique feature. This is the shaft grounding ring for bearing current protection mounted on the opposite shaft end. These are both the same motor. Here's our shaft end, which is back here, the opposite end. That's where you're going to find it right here. Now, this helps reduce bearing failure from the positive and negative pulses produced by the VFD. This motor is usually mounted on a commercial or residential condenser fan of an HVAC system. It can also be used in commercial refrigeration, such as the systems that you might find being used in a grocery store. This motor plays a vital role in the performance of these applications. Just a reminder, this motor is available as both open air over round frame and open air over rigid base, shaft up or horizontal. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Tom's Toolbox. As you noticed, we had our PPE on today. I mean, just a little demo right there. But you know, whatever it is, you want to make sure you're always wearing PPE. Stay safe. That's always priority number one. Wear the right PPE. Priority number two, check out more videos on mihowto.com with me, Tom Clark, as your host. Thanks so much for watching.